Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Woke News. You know, they're at 919 subs, and they're a newer channel, and they did a wonderful video on Passport Bros. And you know me, I love supporting everybody in the space, especially newer content creators, and helping pushing them up. Let's try to get them to 1,000. So please subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. Let's get to that chow. It's chow time.
Passport bros.
A passport bro is a term used to describe a Western man who leaves their country in order to find a woman from a non-Western country.
Here you go, mate. Is that all good? Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks.
Some are seeking more traditional relationships, and some just have a preference for foreign women.
Thank you. I'm right here. I'm single. Why?
It's a lot of typing.
Passport Bros community needs to be studied. Or do they really? Because really what it boils down to is patriarchy, toxic masculinity, and is infantilization and fetishization. Because like if you think about it, the basis of their whole ideology is that American girls take too much shit for granted.
How much money do you think a guy should make per year? 100,000.
And we're entitled.
Like $1 million, $2 million, like 500 grand. Is that a lot?
A lot. We're expensive.
Yeah, mills.
How much does a man need to earn to have, to provide a comfortable living here in the Philippines?
30K per month.
30K per month.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're earning 100,000 pesos a month, here in the Philippines, you're considered rich.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
So.
Okay. Okay, 50K is about $1,000 US.
We're too outspoken. We don't want to follow in line with like the traditional family and couple roles that they want.
Yeah. Oh, that looks so good.
When these guys approach me, they have these expectations, and I'm nurturing and I'm traditional and I want to take care of them and serve them. Bitch, I don't.
Never forget that these types of men want a mother.
Problem is, she was a really nice girl, and all she cared about was taking care of me, and I don't need somebody that does that.
Oh.
All she was worried about all the time is how I am and what I'm doing.
Like, have you eaten?
Oh, and everything I do, let me do that for you. No, I can't deal with that.
A slut and a Madonna all in once that won't talk back to them.
What's the biggest green flag?
Oh, if they fucking suck my Corey.
That's a simple one, I guess, isn't it? What's the biggest red flag?
If they don't.
Because there might be a language barrier, I feel like they like the little giggly I'm sorry, I don't know how to say, I feel like they like that shit, like it makes them feel dominant and more intelligent.
So you want someone more independent?
50-50. Yeah.
50-50, an equal partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people in my comments are commenting on Asian women being submissive, and I think that's a misinterpretation of how they show respect.
Some Western women think so highly of themselves that when a man do something for them, they think that it's the bare minimum because they're the queen. Growing up, I wasn't allowed to do the laundry, the dishes, clean the house and everything because what they say is like, I'm supposed to do that for my man.
And that's really the basis of it all, isn't it? It's not that American women are more entitled.
I know I'm a prize. And so I think that a man should value me for what I am.
We don't recognize our own privilege.
So if the woman is the prize, what would that make the man?
The wallet.
We take our privileges for granted and shit like that.
Am I getting paid? Are you paying my rent? No! Like what? Do I need to call you a fucking nanny? Boy, bye.
We are just naturally family-oriented people, that's all. And you can't deny the fact here in the United States, it's not like that anymore.
What it really is we are in the dawn of the time when women can be just as advantageous and successful as men have historically been allowed to be.
I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but we don't chase men! We chase the bag! We don't need honeys, we need monies.
And now that we are at that age, we will no longer tolerate things like belittlement, domestic violence, putting us in a box, telling us what we will and won't do.
Domestic violence. Again, I don't think men out there in mass droves are just slapping women left and right. It just doesn't happen that way. I mean, yes, there are bad men that probably do, but laws are against it, and the laws are very harsh against men for even touching women.
You think all foreigners are rich?
I think they're rich, but not rich by like the money, like rich in their hearts. Like
I wish that you guys could see it's really not that complicated with American women. We're just asking to be met halfway as far as respect.
Men are stupid.
You know, that same respect that you are hoping you get.
Have never felt like a king or got true king treatment until I went out of this country.
Facts.
Type of foreigners that you like.
Well, those people who, has an aura that they're approachable and you can sense that they're not, rude.
Okay.
Those type of foreigners, yeah.
Okay, so you guys have to have an approachable aura.
And not be rude.
Thank you so much, Mika.
When you go over there and seduce young women.
You let a Filipina from the province plan your date.
Didn't you lose these?
No. She's never been to the club before.
They do have a lot of peaches.
Yeah.
It's true. Like we always say, work on yourselves, man.
So long story short, I'm the type of woman that's the last stop before they make loud declarations that they're going to go to Asia when their feet have never been more than 5 feet off the ground when they had to go do the jump test in PE class when they were in 6th grade.
Oh, boys. Fuck.
It's easier for these men to go overseas, get one of these victims.
I think for them, they might think it's like easier, which is disgusting, guys. Like, stop.
Do you like foreigners?
Some foreigners I do like, but some I don't.
Some you like, some you don't. Okay, what are the type of foreigners that you like?
Well, those people who, has an aura that they're approachable and you can sense that they're not, rude.
Okay.
Those type of foreigners, yeah.
You got a whole bunch of girls that would like to get a decent partner, and you got a pension, and you're a nice guy, and you don't drink, and you don't smoke, and you just like to do nice things.
Right.
It's easy to find girls.
Okay, so you guys have to have an approachable aura. Okay. Thank you so much, Mika.
See, a lot of these passport bros are exploiting a power imbalance economically.
Y'all are taking advantage of these women. Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education.
Excuse me?
Want a woman who they can control 100%, or as close to it as they can.
And that's where I think the word submissive sort of gets lost in translation, because I've been traveling the world as a single guy for 3 years, and that's not the way it works that's not the way it works. You show them a lot of respect, and then they just start doing things for you and showing you respect back.
Correct.
So it's definitely give first and then receive, but sometimes it feels like 10x of what you're used to.
The respect factor in Asian countries is beyond comprehension for Americans, I think, in Western countries. Like, I go to Cambodia, and when I go to say hi to all of the people that I shop at and things like that, they're very respectful. They're like, "Oh, thank you." They bow. They do all these things that here people aren't even happy to do their jobs. They're happy to do their jobs because it's providing for their families, and they're happy to do that.
To be honest,
they're just happy to be rescued from their poverty-stricken life of no opportunity.
So do you think Filipinos are gold diggers?
No, I don't. I think most of the Filipino people are real honest, nice people.
Okay.
I've been here 9 years, and I've never been robbed, I've never been accosted, never been scammed.
Yeah, boys.
How many Filipino girlfriends did you have?
Many.
Many?
Many. Girls are real good
Many.
here. Yeah, they are. You have a large quantity of girls here that aren't married, and a lot of the men here are gay, from what I can see.
Yeah.
This is somewhat true. I feel like a lot of Filipino men are very feminine, and a lot of them, tend to swing that way.
Did this man just admit that he went to a foreign country to find himself a wife?
No.
Because he wants somebody with traditional values, which means that he wants a slave.
Usually the girl won't go with.
This is how bad it is. Traditional values means you're a slave. That's what women in the West think traditional values are. Again, I get comments like that from women in our videos, and they're always saying that. I'm just like, so you thought your mother, your grandmother were slaves? Is that how you view your parents and your grandparents?
The man, unless she likes him and she thinks he's attractive or she thinks he's okay, she won't go.
He wants somebody that will abide by and listen to literally everything he says. He wants somebody to comply. He wants a slave. Traditional values. Oh, you mean seen and not heard? Marital R word is not a thing.
Whoa.
Child rearer, cook, like the good old days. The good old days when women couldn't vote, when women couldn't have bank accounts, when women couldn't leave their husband.
They're not really allowed to explore outside of the house, etc. because their husband doesn't want them to find that freedom.
Do you think foreigners are generous?
I think so, yeah.
You may or may not be able to drive. You may or may not be able to speak English properly and be able to really find people. Do you know?
It's like the epitome of that women think that other women, just because they can't speak English, that they need something, or they're uneducated or whatever. English, yes, it is probably one of the most spoken languages around the world, but it isn't the only language, people. A lot of people speak multiple languages, especially in Asian countries.
Now see why a lot of these same men are searching overseas to find quality women worthy of marriage?
Yeah, when I see that big owl chest tattoo on you, I see why they're leaving.
Yeah.
It's because they want a woman who is dependent on them for their livelihood.
A lot of the men I know that go overseas to find wives are not great dudes.
Most of the foreigners that I encounter are generous. Give foods to the beggars, money to the beggars.
Why do they care that men are going their own way and finding women in foreign countries? Why are they so upset?
Because we don't care. Look, we don't care. We do not care.
They need these men to stay in their orbit, to keep validating them. Mm-hmm. That is what they're terrified, is they will lose the influence they have amongst the few men who still put up with.
Water festival. I think most Asian countries have this, because they have it in Cambodia too.
People might have a normalized sexual marketplace value for the culture at large, but maybe the culture that and the context that matters most to you is your campus, or maybe the people in your homeroom class. There's all kinds of hierarchies within social systems.
Okay, so then you would then judge it based off okay, is that guy an athlete? Is he doing well, or what would be
in high school?
metrics?
Yeah, that's the stereotypical one. It's who is the big man on campus is the quarterback, right?
Sure.
Does this guy can he compete with somebody who's 35, makes $1 million a year? It just depends on what the woman is looking for. She might be so involved in that context that she will actually choose the quarterback over somebody who makes hundreds of $1,000s a year. This is why this is great advice for guys, especially the shorter kings out there. Find a context in which you can shine. You can be a contextual alpha. You might not love that term, but you can definitely have a higher sexual marketplace value in certain contexts versus others.
Would you consider dating a foreigner? 150%.
All she was worried about all the time is how I am and what I'm doing.
Okay.
When they get a foreigner, they want to take care of him.
Good luck dying alone with your cats.
Whew. Shout outs to Woke News. He did a wonderful video. That was actually a very good clipping back and forth, and yeah, better than my channel, to tell you the truth. But Passport Bros, it's easy to see why more men are just leaving, more men are gravitating towards this, and more women are upset because it's not just normal men. There are normal men that are leaving, but there's also high quality men that are also seeing that they don't want to deal with what it is in the West. Yes, maybe not the billionaires and the multi-millionaires, but the people that are well off, making 100 grand, making 150 grand, making 70 grand. Even the men that are making 50 grand are able to accomplish this. Not easy. I'm not saying it's 100% easy, but it's accomplishable by working hard, working on yourself, working on your money. That's it. Please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that, and catch you guys next time. Ciao time.